Hey, what up, everybody? Welcome back once again to the Real Nerdy Review. It's your boy Otis, and I'm back with another video. So if you are new to my YouTube channel, please hit that like and subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all of my future content. Also, make sure you hit that ring notification bell so you can get notified when all my videos drop. So I was watching a couple of reviews of the Rippaverse comic book last night. Well, one was I guess kind of like a final review. And then another one was a review of the, I forgot the name of that damn book. What was it? It was the concept book. And I was thinking about the questions that I had when it came to the Rippaverse comic. The things that I do like about it is the quality of the paper. I like the story is a slow burn. It doesn't, nothing's happening too fast. And I like that, the colors really pop. And there's another thing that I like about it. I like that, I like that Avery is going through these problems, you know what I'm saying? It's not like he's like, oh, super powerful and he doesn't have any issues. He's going through everyday, issues. So I like that he's having issues. Those are the things I like about it. These things aren't things that I don't like about it, but there are things I do have questions about. Why was Yara fighting the cops? Why was the Alpha Corps fighting Yara? What was the warning that they gave her to not come back? The cop at the beginning of the issue, what connections does he have to Yara? What are the powers that the Alpha Corps have? What is the powers that Avery have? I'm guessing one of his powers has to be super strength, because he can't fly. So I'm thinking he has to have super strength. There's a lot of questions that got left on the cutting room floor. What is the background story with Avery? Why did he stop being a superhero? We didn't find out. What was the other stories that we had going on here? What's the background story with Yara? Is she from space? What's the background story with the Alpha Corps? I ain't gonna lie, that part, a couple of those things, two things when it comes to the Alpha Corps and Yara, I was definitely left a little disappointed about, because with Yara and the Alpha Corps, you heard so much about them either through social media or from Young Rippa, and aka Eric July, and yet we barely got a taste of them in the comic book, and I know I've said this before. And then you see people doing fan contests, or this fan contest that Eric July has, and you see people with Yara photos or Yara drawings and Isom drawings, but you barely see them in a comic book to know enough about these characters. Like I said, I did watch a video last night. Somebody was talking about the concept book, and he was saying how super disappointed he was because the concept book is only like 8 fucking pages. And I remember I was watching Puma Fish, and he said the concept book is like a fucking pamphlet. I'm sorry, I laughed. I thought that shit was hilarious. And when I saw the guy reviewing it, as he's flipping through it, it's super thin. It's not the same quality of paper as the actual, regular Isom comic book. But I thought that, it is what it is. But I think to charge $75 for a book that's literally like 8 pages long is a little too much. Now, I know it's supposed to be something special. I think it's only supposed to be like a couple thousand copies coming out of this book, and then that's it. But still, to charge that much for a concept book, it's like, come on, dude. That's a lot of money for this little book. And then it's like, there's nothing in it that really separates it from other books, the concept books. Like the guy said, there's not a lot of drawings in here that, show you from start to finish how these characters are drawn. How they look in the comic book is how they look in this concept book, which I thought was really disappointing, because I wanted that book, but know that it's only 8 pages, $75. What I would have done if it was me in Young Ripper's shoes, I would have at least waited to push a concept book maybe until maybe the 3rd or 4th issue when the universe has expanded, and then I would have done like stencils from beginning to end, how these characters are drawn, stuff like that. But that's just me. Same thing with like the merch. I think the merch, probably got pushed out too soon, because it's like, if I'm walking around in a Yara t-shirt, right, and somebody sees it, oh, cool, that's a cool shirt, who is that? I'm like, it's Yara. And they ask about her, and they ask information, like, oh, where'd you get it, you know, what's her powers, all this other kind of stuff. I can't answer these questions because I don't know. I'm like, she can fly, she has energy blast, but, you know, you don't know much about her. Same thing with Isom. It's like, you can't really explain Isom to anybody because you don't really know much about Isom, except for, like, he's from, like, what, Florence Park, and that's kind of all we know. He stopped being a superhero, but we don't know what his superpowers are or anything like that. So, you know, it's kind of wild when you think about the Rippaverse. You know, I'm not trying to bash it. I'm just pointing out things that I see wrong. If it was me, I probably would have waited to push merch, you know, t-shirts and hats, at least until this universe would have got expanded more and we would have got more explanation. Same thing with the Duke Man cards. I saw somebody review the Duke Man cards, and you don't really get much of an explanation about them, the characters on the Duke Man cards. Somebody reviewed them on YouTube, and I remember seeing on the back of the card, somebody was talking about the back of the cards, they were reading off as if it was Duke Man that was, like, you know, talking. And it's like, he didn't know really shit about these characters either, so I thought that was kind of surprising. And it's like, I wanted the Duke Man cards, I just didn't want to cough up the money for them. I wanted the concept book, but I didn't want to cough up the money for it. I'm kind of looking back on it now, I'm kind of glad I didn't. Again, I'm not harping on any of this stuff, I'm not trying to talk down to the Rippaverse. I actually like the comic book. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Do I think it needs room for improvement? Yes. I'm not a comic book artist. I don't know anything about writing comic books. Like, the biggest thing for me that I would improve from this first one to the next one is a tiny little bit of the dialogue, and giving us more background story on the characters that we want to know more about. Because I think it's kind of disappointing that Yara and the Alpha Core aren't featured in it that much, but you get so much. You know, you see so many people talk about it on social media. You see Eric July talk about him on social media, but you don't in YouTube, but you don't really see him in the comic book, or you don't get any information about him. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm fumbling over my words here. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to go over that real quick with y'all, just to kind of get a video out here today, and you know, just kind of get y'all thoughts. I mean, on the Rippaverse comic book, Isom issue, you know, stuff like that. Also, one other thing I would have did, I would have for the signed copies, or maybe like special editions, whatever you want to do. For the signed copies, what I would have did was I would have put the concept arts in the back of the signed issues, just to make it more worthy. You know what I mean? And just kept the non-signed issues just regular. Put the concept book in the back of the signed issues to make it worth the extra money. Because to sell it separately, so for $75 for 8 pages, I damn sure ain't worth that much money. I'm not sorry about that. But anyway, let me know what you all think in the comment section below. I'll see you on my next video. Please like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Help your boy get to 900 YouTube subscribers. That's the next goal by the end of this year, 12/31/2022. I'll see you on my next video. Peace.